So you're telling me that you got sick after going to Vegas? Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Blanca and I create videos revolving around motherhood, anti-MLM a lot as of recently, and military content. So if you're interested in any of those topics, then definitely hit the red subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you're notified anytime I post a new video. We have a doozy of a video because a lot has been going on in the MLM world, specifically only with MONAT. If you follow any of the anti-MLM content creators on Instagram, then you definitely know or have some sort of gist of what's going on. But for those of you who don't know, MLM reps, or MONAT reps I should say, have been exposed for buying ranks. And now we all knew this. This was just a confirmation of what we already knew. But the fact that within these text messages, they were just so blatantly just discussing how they were going to purchase certain products so that they can have this certain person rank up. Disgusting. And the fact that they had no qualms about committing a fraud, because that's essentially what it is, a fraud, tells you the lack of disregard that they have for anything that is ethical and moral. I mean, a majority of these girls already have been questionable, specifically when it comes to the panorama, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of clips of those things, because if they were just so blatantly disregarding wearing a mask, social distancing, and then being anti-vax, which that is, you know, a whole topic in and of its own, then it shouldn't be a surprise that they are just so nonchalant about committing fraud, right? So we are going to dive right in, and hopefully it will not be too long of a video, but I do want to hit every single point. I do want to mention that I attended the MLM conference that was being held by the College of New Jersey this past weekend, that being April 30th and May 1st. They had different speakers there. One of the keynote speakers was from the FTC. They also had other experts there that are now facing the same challenges that are occurring in the US. One of them being gathering witnesses to speak up against these MLM companies and their unethical practices. They also had the recovering hun bot on there, and I thought that was a great perspective to have because they were talking about the anti-MLM in the aspect of social media and how that in and of itself presents certain challenges when trying to bring up charges against these MLM companies, which we're going to dive into further within this video. So if I can find the clips from the conference, I will insert them within the video, but they did mention that they won't have the video posted up until later on this week. Nonetheless, I still wanted to bring up the points that these speakers made because they are very validating to what the anti-MLM community has been speaking upon since its inception. As we've all seen, these MONAT reps have just been flying around the world, going around places, not wearing any mask, not social distancing, not caring about other people's health, and just being significantly selfish, extremely selfish, and just thinking about themselves. And if they are just this nonchalant about everything that's going on within this world and not caring about other people, then of course they're just gonna be so careless and not even bother to care about other people that they're scamming, right? So the first person I'm going to show you, the first reel, really boiled my blood because just, again, the blatant disregard for another person's life, other people that you're affecting with your nasty germs, and not caring, and then telling other people and encouraging them to not wear masks. We have a problem.
And nobody told me shit. Not a mask. Would you look at that? Say, fuck that, guys. We have a right to breathe. We have a right to not do what the government is forcing us to do. So if you don't agree with it, take it off. Take it off. Daring you guys to do it today.
That is the epitome of self-entitlement, selfish, and just careless, and a disgusting person. She's encouraging other people during this time to not wear a mask, which has been proven to prevent germs from spreading, right? To not wear it while we're in a panorama still. And this is why we're still in a panorama, because of people like her telling others to not wear masks, her not wearing masks, her not social distancing. That's why we're not back to where we were pre-panorama. And then they're complaining that they can't go to Vegas and just party like they want to, or that they can't have room service, bring them up to their room. Like, I don't understand these type of people. They want to live their lives as normal as possible before this panorama even started, right? But they don't want to wear masks. They don't want to social distance. They don't want to get vaccines. So how the fuck are we gonna get to that life that we once had if you don't want to do any of those things? Please riddle me that. Not only is this a big fuck you to the 500,000 people that have died due to COVID and their family members, but also a big FU to frontline workers such as people that are working in groceries, people that are working within the medical field, people that are driving trucks, and people that have just kept working and kept this economy going throughout this pandemic. And she doesn't care. She just doesn't care. The next reel that we're going to see is from a woman that is notoriously known, or her entire group, I should say, is known within the anti-MLM community, and that is because she belongs to, or is the leader of the Wfabb or Wfabb, whatever they want to call themselves. Anyways, she has just disregarded every CDC guideline. She lives in Canada, and there was, I think, like a 3-month travel ban restriction or something like that. And she herself blatantly stated in her Instagram account that she has just not cared for it, disregarded it, has been flying all over the world, has been going to the US, has been going to Mexico, everywhere. You name it, she's been there, spreading her germs like she's some sort of bee pollinizing flowers. Disgusting. Anyways, there was a whole big scandal. Well, I wouldn't say scandal. It was very riveting to see, in the sense that it was so embarrassing, the reels that she and her friend or her colleague, whatever you want to call it, posted this past weekend. But in regards to her flying to different countries during a panorama, she posted this beauty. She posted that out of her own free will. Nobody told her to post that. So she's been flying all over, and then she posts a reel that she caught COVID. Do you want people to give you pity for that? Because I certainly don't pity you. I certainly have no sympathy for that, because you just didn't care. So why should we care that you got sick? That was to be expected, no? And I get it. People are getting cabin fever and they have been doing staycations, and that's fine when you're following CDC guidelines, wearing a mask, social distancing, all of that, right? If you are being precautious, that is one thing that is completely different. But when you're just not caring, doing whatever the heck you want as if this isn't going around and killing people, that's where we have a problem. And let's be honest, if they weren't flying around to Tulum, Mexico, or going to different parts of the US, they wouldn't have content for their Instagram or other social media platforms in order to promote this fake lifestyle that they have all of this money and have acquired all of this wealth thanks to money. It's a really sad and pathetic life that they live, and as a leader, really, that is the kind of stuff that you're promoting. You would expect a leader to take a strong stance against things that are dangerous to other people, right? But no, we're just seeing them being selfish. Quite pathetic. She also has another reel where she says, "When I remember I used to work in an office." And I'm not gonna play the sound because of copyright reasons, but the song is Somebody to Love by Jefferson Airplane. She has her laptop at the beach and she's remembering how she used to work in an office. I'm sorry, but if I'm at a beach, I don't wanna work. I wanna relax. Read a book, get a tan, go swimming, play volleyball, do anything other than work. And isn't that the whole point of being an MLM or being with MONAT? The fact that you have all of this time freedom to do whatever you want, to go to the beach whenever you want, go to the gym at whatever time. So why the fuck would I want to take work at the beach? Okay. The next reel is just embarrassing. I genuinely felt embarrassed for them because I don't know what ran through their mind where they thought that they did something with this reel and that they were proving a point. In reality, they only proved our point within the anti-MLM community. And this reel was in response to Isabella Lanter's and Mack Attack's video against their like Wfabb brand or whatever. Just watch it because it is quite literally embarrassing. This is honestly just giving us more content to come out and speak out against you. Like, this is so cringy and embarrassing. Embarrassing. The caption for this reel is this: when the average person starts a traditional business and fails, as most do, they don't create a lifestyle out of bashing entrepreneurship. You're not an entrepreneur, you're a 1099 contract. Get it through your head already. When an athlete spends years trying to make it pro but fails, as most do, they don't spend their life talking shit about the NBA. It always baffles me to see whole accounts dedicated to putting down the network marketing industry, trying to convince people it doesn't work because you tried it and it didn't work for you. All of our information and facts come from the FTC and the MLM company's website, so I highly doubt that the company itself is lying about how much the reps are making. I'm pretty sure it's you. These are the kind of people that kill the minds of young dreamers that water the seeds of other self-doubt. The industry is hard, fucking hard. Entrepreneurship is hard, fucking hard. Everything worth having is fucking hard. Welcome to life, welcome to success. This ain't new. And to a certain extent, I do agree. Everything worth having in life will be hard and will be difficult to obtain. But it's been proven that people who enter an MLM or join an MLM will not make anything. Just like any entrepreneurship experience, there's no guarantee of success. I'm pretty sure there is a higher rate of opening up your own business and being successful than joining an MLM and making money there. You get paid on successful sale efforts which require hard work, diligence, skills, persistence, competence, and leadership. Your success will depend upon how well you exercise these qualities, which in my opinion, y'all lack. Never forget that success is rented and rent is due every damn day. If you're delinquent on your rent payments, don't put down others trying to keep up with theirs. The only reason why you think we're haters is because we're making it that much more harder for you to recruit people. We're educating people. That is the purpose of being a part of the anti-MLM community, is to educate people on the unethical practices of MLM companies, and you're just mad that we're making it that much more difficult for you. That is it. That's the real tea here. The comments in these reels are equally embarrassing. This reminds me of the movie White Chicks, ha ha ha, when they're about to go off in the club for the dance-off. This reel is nowhere near the comedic gold of what that scene was or how iconic the Wayne brothers are. I'm using this sound, love it. I also found a few comments speaking out against these girls. Network marketing is not entrepreneurship. You're working for a company. It's not your own business. Her response, okay sis, heart emoji. And then another one, I've never felt more secondhand embarrassment in my life. She responds, DW, boo, I'm embarrassed as I'm walking to the bank. Yeah, with your $5 paycheck. And within this thread, there's people saying, oh yeah, I've made 10 times more than what I invested. I made my money back in 2 days. This last comment I'm going to read, love it. Y'all really thought you were making a good point no matter how many skills you learn or how good your mindset is. Statistically speaking, most people will never get to the place where they're making a livable income. Shaking my head, you're most likely projecting your frustration that others statistically couldn't make it. And instead of blaming the company for the compensation plan, you're blaming the people. Just gold. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Her response, we got another yapper, y'all. I don't know if they're just oblivious and have just believed their own lies, or they're just really that dumb. Another scandal that I mentioned earlier on in this video was the fact that we have screenshots of allegedly MONAT Reps buying ranks. And I mean, we knew that. There is no other way that they can go up in rank if they're not recruiting or if they're not buying the rank. You're not making the money and leveling up by selling these shitty products. We've all been knowing that. This was just a confirmation of that. And the person, the IG account that posted this was the small anti-MLM Angel. And Mack Attack did a great video just going through the entire text. But just to give you guys a little background to this, let's help her, let's go. You will need it at one point. This is coming from Krista Delitis. I think that's what her last name is pronounced. Around 1.3K. Krista, if you can, LOL. Let's help where we can. Krista Delitis, again. Because I'm drowning and I can't keep up. Anyone who supports Melly and orders, I will order from you and get my team to help you when needed. Let's go. Melissa Abreu. Krista, I'm willing to help. Where do we send the money? Melissa, I'll order. Where do I send the money? You got this. MMM is yours. So that's the rank that they're trying to get that person to. Zelle me, please. Zelle is a app where you can just send money, kind of like a PayPal, Venmo, same thing. Patty Lista says, when you know the feeling of going for a life-changing rank, you literally do whatever for anyone in the same position. You've worked so hard. It is yours, period. Bianca Lynn Abreu, which allegedly is the ringleader here and is the sister of, I'm assuming, of the girl Melissa. And she, I believe, was featured on MONAT's like Instagram page, and I believe also on their YouTube account. So she most likely is pretty high up there. Once we get Melly to MMM, If anyone else can support in any way to help at Emily get to MM, we're 4K behind, but still pushing until 11:59. Hand emoji. She's throwing in a free product for anyone that supports. The most egregious and the most incriminating text here is the following from Bianca Monat Arlene. Done, baby. Don't send me the oil. I want the rank. Fire emoji at Melissa Apeo. Interesting. The only way that these girls are going to have some sort of consequence is by reporting them. And I don't mean reporting them just to Monet, because half the time they don't even do anything. They don't care how they make money so long as they're making money. We have to report them to the FTC. That is the only way that they will face some sort of repercussion. And I will leave a link down below in the description box to the FTC and how to report, as well as a video from Deanna Mims. I believe she made one where she goes in and shows you how to report people to the FTC. This creates a paper trail, and it's very beneficial when, let's say, the FTC is trying to investigate these MLMs, or let's say a person who is trying to sue these companies, which we'll dive in a little bit further on in the video. But always when you see things like this that are fraudulent, report to the FTC. I do want to put up this disclaimer. It appears to be that there's two different Biancas, and it is alleged that one of them, or if they may be the same person, who knows, is the ringleader. We do not know, so I have to say that it is allegedly one of these ladies. But the fact of the matter is that this just proves that they are buying ranks, that they're not making any money. They're literally funneling each other money, sending each other money so that they can rank up. They're not making it by selling the products, which they say and rave that they're amazing, and that's why they're able to have the opportunities and the lifestyle that they have. No, it is all a fraud. A few interesting points that were made within the conference that I attended this past weekend was the fact that the FTC is giving some sort of indication that they're going to be tightening their ropes when it comes to these MLM companies. And they stated that when they investigate MLM companies, they're looking at the company in its entirety. Products, the veracity of what their claims are, compensation plan, which is the major thing that they look into. And they just really go into it and investigate everything so that they can have a good case or good enough evidence against them. The FTC challenges the claims and the lifestyle that these reps are making, and they take an action against not only the company but the MLM reps themselves. And that is because the MLMs are providing the material to these reps so that they can come out and promote this fake lifestyle and make these fake claims about having this income that does not exist. One thing that I do want to know is the speaker, I believe his name is Paul and he is from Ireland, stated that pyramid schemes, MLMs, are just white-collar crimes. I totally agree with that. And that social media platforms make it a bit difficult to conduct investigations just because there is a lack of witnesses. They may need a warrant to look into your social media. There's not a lot of people that are coming forth to speak out against these MLM companies. And there's been some instances where MLM companies will sue ex-reps or have them sign NDAs so that they won't speak out against them. He did mention that in 2020 they did have a communications campaign which was to increase the awareness of MLMs and their unethical practices, as well as trying to discourage any investments in them and seek out potential witnesses, but none came forth. However, they did notice a high amount of traffic on their website, which was a good thing, but they wish that they would have people come up and give out a testimony and be witnesses to their case or against these MLM companies. And even when people do speak out against their experience on social media, an investigation cannot happen because it's hard to investigate something that is on social media, let's say Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and they can't base it off of that or rumors. So you have to have a witness give a testimony so that they can have a concrete case, which is why we're always telling you guys to report to the FTC so that you could create some sort of paper trail against these people. A lot of these speakers did say that on a technicality, MLMs are legal, but they do know that they are window dressing their companies. And what does that mean? Is it just basically means that they have these products that they're selling as a facade, as a way to protect themselves from any legal ramifications against their own companies, even though we all know that they're not selling these products because they're good. They are essentially just recruiting people, and that's how they make the majority of their money, by recruiting people and telling them that they can make a lot of money, when we all know that is not the case. The last thing I want to end on is on the warning signs that one of the speakers gave in this conference, and I'm just going to read them for you. The first one is terminology. You have to look at the terms and how they're speaking. A lot of these companies will use double speak, and it's a way to lure you in, so you have to be really careful. Then you have to look at the products that are being offered, and he put it as, would you or anyone else buy this unique product, price it or sell it? And you know, and you have to look at the supply and demand of this product. Can you get this product anywhere else for the same price, or can you get it for cheaper, basically? The third thing that he said to look out for is the define and concrete sale plan. Do you understand how it works? Do you understand how you're going to get paid? If it's too confusing for you, then it is an MLM. Last thing that he mentioned is the claims that these people are making. Is it too good to be true? And yes, the majority of the time, it is too good to be true. You're not gonna have the same lifestyle as Jimena Duque, as Ana Patricia Gomez, as Raquel Diaz, as Jacqueline Ortega, as these other MLMers from the Wfabb, or anybody that is really high up making these claims. You're not going to have that. And he suggested to not seek out those types of people. Instead, to seek out people who are lower ranking and ask them how long they've been in the company for and what is their spending versus their profit, because that's where the real tea is. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any reels or things that you want me to create a video on, or just stories that you would like to share with me, then send them either to my Instagram DM or to the email that I will leave down below. If you can screen record any of the reels, perfect. That will be the best way to put them on my channel. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.